Hi Pinewood families, it's Mr. Nitz, and this video is for Thursday, April 30th. Kind of crazy that makes it the last day of April. Time in some ways has been moving very fast and in some ways very slow. Again, it was great to see so many of you on the Zoom Wednesday night, and just had a great time hearing from those of you the cool things that are going on in your home and the work that you're doing there, as well as the fun that you're having there. So good to see faces and hear your voices. If you missed us on Zoom last night, plan on one next week and we will see you there. Also, don't forget that every day I'm available on Schoology from 12 until 12:30, and that can be for homework help, technology help, or even just to say hey for a few minutes. Also, just so you know, you don't have to stay the whole 30 minutes. Sometimes students hop on, I help them for 5 or 10 minutes, and then they leave, and that's fine with me. For Thursday, you have a full slate of work. Hopefully you had a great day working on some of the special stuff on Wednesday. On Thursday, you're going to be continuing with some more multiplying fractions work on page 240 and 241. My hope is that you noticed on Tuesday and Monday, we started posting the answers to the daily work that was given so that you can check your answers to see if you've done them correctly. Today's work on page 240 and 241 is going to have more multiplying fractions work. And I want to make sure that you remember, whenever we are working on word problems, make sure to look for the clue words to make you know which part of the fraction you're working about, the part that they mentioned or the unmentioned part. And what I mean by that is if we said, if I picked up 3/4 of the leaves in my yard, that means I've picked up 3/4, but 1/4 is left on the ground. If I ate 1/3 of a bag of chips, 2/3 is still in the bag. Looking for words like the rest, other, left, remainder. Make sure that you pay attention to know which fraction are we talking about. Because when you go to multiply them, sometimes students are just multiplying the two numbers they see without really thinking. Make sure that you know which part of the fraction you're going to do. In fact, I've found that as I've read through page 240 and 241, the word problems, most of them are dealing with that other part of the fraction. Remember, to find the other part of the fraction, you just have to think about, what does 1 whole look like? For example, 4/4 or 9/9. And so if they mention which part of the fraction was eaten, taken, used up, traveled, you can figure out the unused or unfinished part by subtracting it from 1 whole. So if they say 3/5, well, if whole is worth 5/5, the other part would be 2/5. Please make sure that you're being careful to know which part of the fraction to multiply. Also, make sure that you're simplifying answers. Sometimes it's very obvious when they're both even and you can divide by 2, or maybe they end in 5s and 0s and they're divisible by 5. Please make sure that you have simplified your answer to get it in final form. Today in reading, you're going to be asked to write about the main characters from Noni and the Book Band. In fact, you're going to be writing a paragraph that has 4 to 6 sentences. The description in Schoology will tell you what those sentences should look like, but make sure that you write a complete sentence or a complete paragraph with a topic sentence and then sentences that are supported by information from the story Noni and the Book Band. Submit that as your homework for today. You're supposed to do the math, but you don't have to turn it in today, but you do have to turn in the reading assignment, which is actually a writing assignment about your reading. You can submit that by clicking on the submission button over on the right-hand side, and you can either write it on paper and take a picture and send the paragraph to me that way, or you can click on Create and you can type it right into Schoology and submit it that way. Last in social studies today, or Thursday, you're going to be rereading the newspaper one more time. And yes, this is an important reread because the quiz is tomorrow. I'm going to open the quiz either late Thursday night or early Friday morning so that you can work on the social studies weekly quiz on Friday. Also, there's a video listed on there about Thomas Jefferson, who is the author of the Declaration of Independence. It's on a website called Brain Pop. I've given you the login information inside of Schoology, and you're going to want to look for that Thomas Jefferson video on Brain Pop. We've watched the Brain Pop videos in the classroom so far this year. Got a lot of really fun and entertaining and educational videos on Brain Pop. It's got those same two characters, the robot and the other guy. I don't remember what his name is, but Tim or Ted, and Moby is the robot. And it's going to be a great one about Thomas Jefferson to learn a little bit more about him, and it will support your learning from Studies Weekly. So the big assignment to turn in today is the paragraph that should be written either about Noni or one of the other main characters. There's two other main characters in Noni in the book band. Make sure that you finish that paragraph, and remember that paragraph includes multiple sentences that you're sure are complete sentences. My suggestion is 4 to 6 sentences to make that paragraph about the main characters from Noni in the book band. Look for information in Schoology about how to write that as a strong paragraph. Finish page 240 and 241, reread the Studies Weekly, and watch the Thomas Jefferson video. Have a great Thursday, and remember, as always, I'll be on Schoology at noon today. Feel free to pop on there to ask me questions or for help, or maybe even just to try a few math problems if you're confused by this leftover part of the fraction. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.